Explore undiscovered lands in Risky Adventure, designed by Anthony Rubo and published by Queen Games. Each player has a team of 3 adventurers in their chosen player color. These 3 adventurers will be placed on the boards you intend to utilize on your turn, provided your die roll gives you the icons you need. There are 3 types of boards in the game: the camp board, excavation boards, and expedition boards. At camp, players can acquire gear. Some tiles must be activated by the artifact shown on the top. Green tiles give a permanent die result that can be applied to a roll if you are in the correct excavation type. The red tiles gain you victory points or gems when activated. If you discover an artifact in either of the excavation sites shown. Some red tiles give you bonuses for expeditions. The scarab tiles give you victory points, 1 for every head or tail, 4 for every complete scarab. Excavation boards are where you find artifacts and victory points. The artifact tiles are evenly distributed among the 3 boards. Some of these can be hard to obtain with only 4 dice. That's where the gear you acquired at camp can come into play, giving you that extra die result. Choose 1 expedition to start the game with. Players then race to the end of this board, collecting gems, wild artifacts, maps, and victory points along the way. After a player reaches the last spot on the board, the remaining players have the opportunity on their turn to do the same. Then a new expedition board is put out and all players begin on the new board. Here's an example of a player's turn mid-game. First, you choose which boards you want to explore by marking them with your adventurers. What kind of risk are you willing to take? If your roll does not turn out exactly how you had hoped when placing your adventurers, can you make something else work? Some excavations or expeditions, or even gear, may have to be abandoned as a result of your roll. After placing your adventurers, roll the dice. Do any of the icons match the boards where you have placed your adventurers? Can you apply any of your green gear tiles to the roll? Do you want to pay a gem to change one of your die results to an icon of your choice? You then decide which dice or icons to apply to the excavation. A can and a map are needed, and you use the previously activated green gear tiles pick and shovel icon because your explorer is in Egypt. With the 2 dice you have left, you can use the can to move and gain a wild tile and a map tile. The wild tile can be used as any of the 3 artifacts when activating a gear tile, or it can be used for a map tile to gain victory points at the end of the game. Or you could use the remaining 2 dice to gain a tile you want at camp. You would need to spend a gem to change one of the dice to a map. There are some tough choices to make in this game. The game can end in one of 3 ways: if all the gear is gone from camp, 2 expeditions are finished, or an excavation site is depleted. The highest score wins!